Dear students, in this video I will try to explain the poetry A Tiger in the Zoo. So, whenever we study a poetry, first we must study the title properly, then we must know the name of the poet who has written the poetry. So, the title of this poetry is A Tiger in the Zoo, and the writer's name or poet's name is Leslie Norris, a British writer, and he was a poet as well as a short story writer. He was born in the year 1921 and died in the year 2006. So why I said we must remember the title of the poem as well as the name of the poet, because in some exams an extract will be asked. That means one stanza will be given. From that, basing on that stanza, 4 questions will be asked. One question will be the word meaning, and another question will be sometime what is the name of the poet, and another question will be what is the title of the poetry. Then one question will be related to the stanza. So it is always good when we study a poetry, title nicely study, and remember who is the writer or the poet of that poetry. So without wasting time, let us begin the poetry. This poetry, the poet is trying to tell 2 situations in which a tiger can live. One situation is in its natural habitat. The natural habitat of a tiger is jungle or forest, where he has got ultimate freedom. He moves freely, he eats whatever he wants, and he sleeps wherever he wants. And like that, a complete freedom he enjoys there. Another situation in which a tiger can live is in a zoo. In a zoo, we know a tiger lives without any freedom. It has got very limited space for walking, and the food, it can eat only what is given to it, and it has no much freedom there. Everything is limited. So this poem is nothing but a comparison that poet is making. If a tiger is in its natural habitat, that means if it is in its forest, then how its life would be, and if it is kept in a zoo or in a caged cell, then how its life would be. These 2 situations only the poet is trying to tell in this poetry. So before we start discussing the poem stanza by stanza, let us get a feel of a tiger. A tiger in the zoo as well as a tiger in its natural habitat. Have you seen tiger? You must have seen the picture, or you must have seen in the zoo. So what about a tiger in its natural habitat? Sometime in the films or in the uploaded videos and all, you must have seen it. But before beginning this chapter, let us get the feel of a tiger in its natural habitat, and then afterwards a tiger in its in a caged cell. So watch it. See, this is a tiger that is in its natural habitat. It is moving without any tension or worry, because it is its natural habitat. It is moving wherever he wants, and it enjoys this place. And he is totally free, and he can catch the favorite food, that is deer, plum deers, fleshy deers are there in the forest. And whenever he feels hungry, he catches deer and fill his stomach. So like that, it enjoys a free life in the forest. So now what you have seen is a tiger who is completely free, moving in the forest, enjoying his life there. So now let us see a tiger which is caged, which is in a zoo, and see their life. See the situation of a tiger in the zoo or in a cage. It has got only limited space and it can make just around, that's all. It is given bath and all that, but it is not happy. That is seen from its behavior. So it is a safe place, but no freedom. So if there is no freedom, then whatever facilities we have, then no use. This understanding we may get better at this period of lockdown, because now we also are having some restrictions and we are also like caged. So it is better to understand that these animals or birds, whatever we keep in the cage, their life is like this. Their freedom is curtailed. They are locked up. Just like at present we are in that same situation, in lockdown situation. So I hope that you have got the feel of two situations. A tiger in the forest enjoying his life as he wishes, and a tiger in the zoo which is caged up and which is not enjoying its life. So with this feel we will begin the poetry, and stanza by stanza with word meaning we will try to understand it. So look into the first stanza. The first stanza goes like this. He stalks in his vivid stripes the few steps of his cage, on pads of velvet quiet in his quiet rage. So that is the first stanza. First note down the word meaning that are given there. So he stalks. Stalks means walk with pride, a majestic walk. So vivid. Vivid means clear or bright, we can say. The stripes. Stripes, the design, the lines. Then in the third line there is another word that is pads. Pads here means the paws. Paws means the legs, or we can say the, now we say the palm, or our hands, palm, and we say inside the hand, that we call palm. But for these animals we say paw, P-A-W, P-A-W-S, paws, and that one only pads. So of velvet quiet. So these paws or that palm of that animals, they are very quiet, very soft. So like velvet. Velvet is a fabric which won't make much noise. It is very soft. So these animals like tiger and lions and all, their paws or the inside the legs. Inside the legs means like our palms. They are inside the paws. And this portion is very soft. So when they place that, when they place this portion on the ground, it won't make much noise. So just a pads meaning, just to keep in mind that the inside portion of these animal's leg. Then another word on the fourth line that you may find is rage. Rage means uncontrollable anger. Now what you see on the screen is called pads. See, it is quite soft, and when they place that on the ground, it won't make much noise. So that is helpful for them to catch their prey. When they go for hunting and all, without making noise, they can move around. So now look into the explanation. So he stalks in his vivid stripes the few steps of his cage on pads of velvet quiet in his quiet rage. So this stanza, the poet is talking about a tiger which is moving in the cage, inside the cage or in a zoo. So he stalks in his vivid stripes. He is moving. He is walking with pride. When this tiger and all moves, it is a majestic walk only. With its color, clear color and all, and it's what is called that pride walk. We can say very serious walk. So it is walking with its bright color, with the stripes and all, which is so clear. The design that is on the body of tiger, you have already seen it. So the few steps of his cage, so it cannot walk freely like what we have seen in the video, moving in the forest we have seen without any limitation. But in another video we have seen that the tiger is moving in a limited space. So here the first stanza is talking about that situation. In a limited space, the tiger is moving with its clear design on its body, on pads of velvet quiet, with its pads, with its legs, which is very soft inside, like velvet, without making noise. It is moving in his quiet rage, but inside him there is so much anger is there. So rage means uncontrollable anger is there, but he is not able to express that. But in that anger, quietly, he is moving in that limited space. That is what the poet tells in the first stanza. I think it is clear. The first stanza, the poet is telling about a tiger who is in the zoo, and he tells how he walks. He walks with his colorful or designed body with stripes on it, and he has got only limited area to walk, only few steps only he can make, and quietly he moves with his paws or with his pads on the ground, and inside, but he is quite angry and he is not able to express that. Only he can do is make a few steps, just walk in that limited cage. So that is the meaning of first stanza. I hope you understood. Let us look into the next stanza, that is, he should be lurking in the shadow, sliding through the long grass near the water hole where plump deer pass. He should be lurking in the shadow, sliding through the long grass near the water hole where plump deer pass. So first let us look into the word meaning. Lurking. Lurking means hidingly move or stay hidingly. Then sliding. Sliding means walking with ease, easily moving. Then another word you may find is last line, that is plump. Plump means fleshy or fat. Now let us see the explanation. So he should be lurking in the shadow. This stanza is talking about a tiger that is in its natural habitat, or tiger in the forest. So the poet is telling, if the tiger is in the jungle or in the forest, then how it would be moving around? He should be lurking in shadow. So this tiger will be moving in the shadow hidingly. So the shadow of trees, shadow of grass, whatever may be, sliding through the long grass. So sliding means easily moving. Easily it could move through the long grass that are growing in the forest near the water hole. Especially he has got a special place near the watery area, so marshy areas where the long grass will be growing, so where plumb deer pass, so there will be deer. I know plumb deer means fat, fleshy deers will be moving there. So they will come for eating grass as well as drinking water. So at that time they can be attacked and they can be eaten. So if the tiger is in the forest, that is the explanation of the stanza, that the poet tells that if the tiger is in the forest, then it would be hidingly moving and easily moving through the long grass, and it will be hiding in the shadow, and especially near the watery area or marshy area where long grass will be growing, and there the plumb deers will be, the fat or fleshy deers will be coming for eating grass or drinking water. Then this tiger will be hiding there near that area, so that when this deers comes, they can catch this uh, deers and they can eat the tigers that are there in the forest. So that is the explanation of that particular stanza. So the first two stanzas are clear, I hope. So the explanation of next stanzas and with summary we will meet in the next video, and until then, bye. Read the chapter up to where we have seen it and watch the video again and again, so that you will get a clear understanding of it and it will be registered in your mind. So we'll meet in the next video. Until then, bye. Stay safe and keep learning.